Yeah,
Yep.
dude. Let's keep it rolling.
Hey.
You might not know what that is, but we're gonna go into let's just jump right into. Let's just keep this rolling, and we'll still put a break in there. So if you're, hey, welcome back to the
Yeah.
Real AFTV podcast show about fishing random takes, land 1,000 lakes. You're in the random take. The reason why I did that so weird and awkwardly is because, unlike taking an actual break like me and Tim usually do, compress, get out of fishing, get back into get into our mindset of ready to go for the random take. We're not doing that. So you
Nope.
heard the Patreon in between. Yep. Thank you. Hopefully, you know what a Patreon is, but we're going to keep rolling. That was the sound of a
Yep.
chest opening up in the Switch version
Okay.
of Zelda's. That was the
Dude,
sound of a chest. Yeah.
I said ha because I was assuming it was something like that, but also I was like, that was like a weird version of the GameCube noise.
Oh, that's right.
It sounds very
And like,
similar.
yeah. I can feel the similarities in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here in episode 69 of the Real AF TV podcast.
69.
God, I love that. And we got to
Nice.
talk about Zelda because that was your weekend, and then Zelda was my
Yeah.
weekend. So I knew, like, I'll just start like this. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of all time. Top 3 for sure. Top 3. And I'm a
Okay.
PlayStation kid.
Sure.
And I have a avoidance about it. I've had an avoidance about it. Like, you can spoil shit with this game because it is just about going out there and adventuring. So I've been trying to kind of avoid it until just like the last few weeks. So I didn't even really know until April when the exact date was, because I was just trying to avoid it. I didn't want to get too hyped. I didn't want to get too excited. I didn't want to lose my mind before I was going to lose my mind, right? Like, and so I think it was only in episode 68 where I actually knew the release date for sure. It might have been before that, but I only had it on my calendar.
Sure.
Long story short, Tears of the Kingdom release date was Friday. Fishing opener was technically midnight that night, right? So like, you could
Okay.
have gotten Tears of the Kingdom at midnight on Thursday, in quotes, and then
Sure.
midnight on Friday would have been opener. So like, that all behind, I knew like there was a 98% chance I wasn't going to get to go fishing, but I was fucking going to Hyrule. I was going,
Okay.
like, I had a plan. I had a
Yeah.
fucking plan. So you said your fishing weekend ended like shit.
Yeah.
I want to hear like how that rolled into your week, because you're like, you just said, fuck, it happened all, you just want to roll into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
what
Sure.
happened during the week? Because I have some crazy launch day stories that I got to tell before we even.
Okay.
I'll get to them sometime in here, but please.
Yeah. So we're dealing like Sunday happens, we come home or whatever, and Costco closes early on Sundays, right?
Oh, okay.
And I knew that they were selling the new Zelda and everything else didn't go right. And I'm like, dude, I'm probably not going to we probably won't have the boat back by next weekend anyways. And I'm hearing so much hype about this video game.
Like,
I'm
it's
seeing,
been out for 3 days, not even 3 days yet.
and so many people are talking about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah. I'm all in now. I'm just like, I text you. I'm like, did it live up to the hype? Like, I need to hear from somebody else. And you're just
Right.
like, I'm as all in as I can be. And I'm like, that's what I wanted to hear. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go pick this up on Monday. And I go to Costco because they were selling it there. And I'm like, yep, I'm going to get so obviously I could probably buy it from someplace else, but Costco has it for $10 off right now. And I'm like, I'm not
Right.
spending more. Plus, Costco has some deal where whatever our membership level is like we get cash back at the end of the year.
Oh, sweet.
So it's like $10 off plus,
Plus, it's
a small
a decent,
percentage is
like,
cash back. Like, why not?
yeah. It's $60,
So I'll wait.
and so you're gonna get a
Yeah.
nice little chunk from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm like, all right,
for
we'll
sure.
wait. And I go in there on Monday, and they
After
still
work?
so the display is out, but there's no price tag hanging over it. Like they moved it from by the doorway to where it was to over by the electronics, and I'm like, that makes sense.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
there.
you're like, it's not launch day anymore. That's all
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Launch day hype's gone.
And
Move it where it belongs.
dude, I think I was there on launch day, and that's why it was there at the door. Because I was like,
Oh.
that's crazy. I can't believe it's right by the door. Like,
Right.
and that's another thing that made me think, like, damn, the hype is real.
Sure.
I've never seen them have one single video game right by the door before. This is gnarly.
Right.
So I go back, and they don't have the price over it. I'm like, well, it makes sense. They just must have moved it, and they didn't hang the price over it.
Right.
And there's so they have like little cardboard pieces. They're like tag board, and you grab them, and then you walk up, and then they go grab the game from the back for you.
Oh.
And I'm
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
perfect.
okay. Yeah.
So
I've
none
heard
of
this.
those pieces are like where people can reach them, but I'm tall and I can see some. So I just kind of like reach back and grab one, and I
Sure.
go in and I hand it to them, and they're like, oh yeah. And they're about to like ring it up. And then one guy's like, oh, let me go check real quick. And they go back, and they're just like, yeah, that last guy, like, so literally they were just like, that guy just walked out with the last one.
No
So
way.
I didn't get a copy. The other dude like walked out right before me, and I'm just like,
right before you. Like you guys
I don't
crossed paths. You were going in as he was going out,
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm like, okay. So I made it here just a little bit too late. And if you were open a little bit later on Sunday, I would have had it, but I don't. Anyways,
Right.
like, fuck.
Fucking
So
it.
I figure out, like, the guy too is just like, I don't know when we're getting more in. They're trying to allocate more to us. And I'm just like, do you have any idea? Like, even close? And he just goes, this is the email that they sent out this morning, and it says, do not throw away display. And he's like, so that's a good sign. It means we're getting more. And he's like, but it doesn't say when.
Right.
And I called, and they said that they're getting more Friday. So as of this recording, I will
Okay.
be picking up my copy tomorrow as long as it comes in. But
yeah,
that's the plan.
as long as they get a nice size shipment.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I ran out of time, or like, I don't have a lot of time left, and I don't have the game, but I need to mow my lawn. But I want to change the oil on my lawnmower before I do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm looking,
because it's been sitting all winter, right? Like,
Yep.
you don't use your lawnmower you don't have a plow attachment or
right,
blower
exactly.
attachment or shit. So
Yep.
yeah, you're gonna tune it up.
Yep. So I wanted to change the oil, and I do not want to mow the lawn until I get the oil changed. But I need to find the proper like oil filter and stuff.
Yeah.
And I go into Home Depot, because Home Depot, I have a Cub Cadet. Home Depot sells my stuff. I go into Home Depot, and I'm looking at all their stuff, and the kid comes over, and he's just like, is there anything I can help you with? And I tell him what I'm looking for, and I'm like, I'm looking for Kohler. It's got a Kohler engine. I want the Kohler filter.
Yeah.
And he's looking at all the stuff, and it's like, oh, it says we have it online. And if you order it now, you can have it by next Monday. And I'm like,
fuck.
Wait till next Monday. Also, like, you sell Cub Cadets here. Why don't you have the oil filter for the
parts?
lawnmower
Especially
use?
something so common.
Yeah, and I literally even told him, I'm just like, no, makes sense. It's how everything's going. And he's just like, oh, sorry about that, dude. And I'm like, no, it's not your fault, man. You're just like stocking shelves or whatever.
Right.
Just in that mood. And then
it's like, you just caught me on the wrong day, dude. On the wrong week.
Dude, so that's like 8:00, and everything closes at 8 still.
Yeah.
Like, they're still on like the shortened hours or whatever.
I know.
Fleet Farm doesn't even sell Cub Cadets, so I'm like, they probably don't have my stuff there.
Right.
Tuesday, I'm like, Runnings is where I bought my lawnmower from.
Sure.
And I know they have a shit ton of Cub Cadets, so it'd be crazy that they don't have it.
Yeah. And plus, Runnings is the most farm-ass farm store of all time.
Exactly.
You're just like,
so I go there on Tuesday, and Tuesday they have the oil filters, and I go, shit, I forgot to look which one I need.
Okay.
And then I go, doesn't matter. I know they have my lawnmower out front. I'll just go out there, look at which one that has, and come back in and buy it. I walk outside, look at the oil filter. I go, that's the one I need. I start walking back in and the door is locked. I go, what the fuck? And I look down and it's like 7:58. I'm like, are you shitting me?
What the fuck, dude?
So I'm just like, whatever. It's close enough to 8 that they're just like, oh, we're not letting anybody else in because we close in 2 minutes or whatever. But
whatever.
So I'm like, all right. And that's like the opposite side of town for me,
God
which in this town with stoplights and stuff and construction, that's like a 15-minute drive across town.
You're cruising.
So, yeah.
And that's you
so
knowing
like,
the fucking way to get around.
Yeah.
That's your way of getting around too.
Yep.
Like you know how to zip around and go, I'm going to cut this way to go that way to get to shorten this route.
Right. And
your town's way bigger than 15 minutes across.
So get this. They have the shit that I need at Runnings, but I wasn't able to grab it. The next day, my route that I do for my job drives past a Runnings on the way home. And I'm like, that's not even that far out of the way.
Right.
I'll stop there and not have to run all the way across town.
Right.
I go in, they have all the spots on the shelf for what I need. Okay. And they're not a single one. Nothing. There's like 10 different spots for all this Kohler stuff, and there's none of it. And I'm like, do they have it? They have so much of this St. Cloud. So now I drive out of the way to stop at this one that's technically on the way, but not, because it's like it's less out of the way than the other store. And I'm like, well, now I'm going to 2.
Fuck, so, dude.
But then I got the oil changed, and then today I come home and it's like it rained a little bit, but it was windy and stuff. And it's like, oh, that's whatever. I can still mow the lawn. And then we finished eating supper, and I look down, and I'm just like, it's fucking 7:30 already?
Right.
My wife's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I mean, me and Josh are recording tonight, so I guess the lawn gets moved tomorrow night, which really sucks because tomorrow I'm supposed to have Zelda.
Right.
Fucking butts, dude.
Maybe you can drive the Cub Cadet with your knees and play Zelda at the same time and still do a decent job.
Dude, no, you know what I can do?
Film yourself doing that and then just
I can control the pedal with my foot. Just the gas and whatever.
Yeah.
My son loves driving it.
Boom.
Just be like, you're steering, I'm working the pedal,
right,
and playing Zelda, and you're no questions. Right, don't jump off. We're gonna run the blades this time. You've never driven it with the blades going, so you stay on there because I got Zelda-ing to do. All right, so
hell yeah.
Now to the actual meat and potatoes of Zelda.
Yeah. Well, first, I'm going to start it off with, I'm sorry that your week sucked so bad because my Zelda launch couldn't have gone better.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Couldn't have gone better. The only thing, so here's the one hitch, and this is the funny thing. Okay, yeah.
I got to tell you, I want to hear about this. I just, don't let me forget about Target and their website, because I saw some stuff when I was trying to be like, am I just like getting too excited about this game, or is it going to live up to the hype? So I went on the Target and I saw their reviews, and then I was like, uh-oh. So we'll get back to that.
Okay. Okay. So funny because Target plays directly into what I'm saying. So right. My launch couldn't have gone better. So the only thing I got pre-ordered for Zelda was the new amiibo. You know what amiibos are? The amiibos are the like little figures that have the NFC chip in the bottom of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I got that pre-ordered. Everything else sold out, except for the standard edition, but I knew that was going to be available when I went out. So
sure.
I couldn't get the collector's edition. There's a controller. I couldn't get the controller.
But you planned on getting that stuff?
Yeah, so I wanted it, right? Like I was just like, okay, that would be my ideal situation. If I go there and the physical edition is the only thing that's available, fuck them. I'm going to download it. Like I'm just like, if I can't get what I want with this, I love this game. I want to collect it. I collect physical editions of games I'm in love with, and I know I'm going to love this game.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to show up. I just told my wife, I'm going to show up right when Target opens. I'm going to be there at 7:00. So like, whatever that means for daycare, whatever that means for your work, just be ready. I took the fucking day off for this. I'm going to be there at 7. So I literally took 8 hours of PTO on Zelda launch day.
Nice.
Because I was like, I'm going on vacation.
Dude, I didn't even second guess that. I told my wife. I was like, Josh is home today. He takes off on big launch days.
Yep. Totally was.
Yep.
And so I have a little bit of the jitters going into the night, but I calmed down pretty good, and I'm able to fall asleep on time.
Yeah.
But like any little thing woke me up, and Theo the dog had shifted in the night, and it was just a little shift, and I was like, I'm awake. He's probably got to pee. I probably got to pee. If I stand up here, watch, we'll just both go to the bathroom. And he jumped out right away. As soon as I started to wiggle around, he jumped out, and I went, okay, that's his cue. He's going to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
So I wonder what time it is. Because he's been waking up. I kind of knew his times. Click my phone. It's 12:37.
Damn.
And I'm like, okay, don't get hyped. Cool down, dude. You're going to Target in the morning. Take him outside. I go to the bathroom. I lay down, and I reach for my tablet right away. I had my tablet on my bed, and I just went, all right, fuck this. I'm going to see. Maybe there's stuff available.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm wrong. Okay, so yes, I'll finish this story. So I grab my tablet.
Yeah.
And I go to Best Buy, and the collector's edition is still available for order.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. It's $130. If you don't get it, what's the consequence? You don't spend that money, and then you just download it. Like, that's not a big deal.
Right.
If it's at Target and it's there, which it probably won't be, then you get it. Lucky you. Okay. You know what? I don't need it that bad. $130, I don't need it that bad. Shut off my tablet, set it aside, sit there, roll around. I can't fucking get back to sleep. I go back on. It's still just before 1:00. And I fucking got a pre-order of the collector's edition at Best Buy at like 12:45 or like 12:55, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I did it. I fucking did it. I don't know why. I can't. I love this game. I'm going to love this game. I have to do it. So I just let it ride. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm able to calm myself down and go to sleep. Still easily awakened by any movement in the room. But I said that wrong, because this is how Target starts to play into it besides the physical store.
Sure.
I tapped my phone actually before we went downstairs. Yeah, I got up. I think that's how I said it, right? I got up and I was like, okay, I wonder what time it is. And I look, and it's 12:37. So I grab my phone and I'm just like, I'll go look just out of curiosity as I take the dog out, go to Target, find out the controllers available for pre-order, or like, I could order it. I can order it. It's not pre-order. They have them in stock and I can order it. So the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Pro controller for Switch is still available. I fucking bought it while the dog is sitting outside taking a whiz. Like, I'm at the door looking at the dog, and I'm going, yeah, I'm fucking buying this thing right now. So I got it on Target and they delivered it in like 2 days. So I still got to use it over the weekend, and I was like, oh my God, I got my fucking controller. I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my fucking classic, or my collector's edition. I got that pre-ordered. Hell yeah. And I wake up and I go, yeah, but I still have to go because that fucking collector's edition isn't going to get here for 2 days. I have to play this game today. What did I do? So now I'm thinking, I'm going to end up buying this fucking game 2 times, the $69.90 version, right? And then the collector's edition is going to come in the mail, and I'm going to be the bitch that can't fucking get rid of. I have to play today, but I can't get rid of my collector's edition.
Yeah.
Shit, no, man. Target had like 8 of them. I was in a line of 12 people, and it was like 2 people in front of me and me and the other guy who were the back of the line of the 12 people who were there at 7:00. And so I got my collector's edition, my physical collector's edition at Target at
Hell
7:00 in the morning.
Nice.
I was so fucking hyped, dude. So I just canceled my Best Buy one, and my controller was on the way, and my Amiibo's still somewhere with UPS. Like the thing I pre-ordered isn't even fucking here yet.
What do you get with the amiibo? Does that hook you up with like a new skin or some shit?
I don't even know, but it'll unlock stuff. Yeah.
Because that's what
like
that's the only thing I know about the amiibo for sure, is that like that's how you unlock certain characters in certain games, right? Like some of the fighting games, like you get the amiibo and now you have that character to play.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't even know, because I'm not going to open it. I have it simply for as an action figure to go with the game.
Oh, sure.
Like I won't open it, and so I'll never know even.
How close do you have to have it? You can't.
It doesn't go through the package because I've tried it before.
Okay, because I wonder like if it did go through the package, you just fucking bring your Switch with you.
Yeah, well, you're in the store, and then it was really the thing that it did in Breath of the Wild, which 100% this is just Breath of the Wild 2.
Sure.
So that's what I expected from it. That's what I wanted from it. That's what it is. I'm fucking so stoked on this game. So go ahead.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Am I, from what you've seen so far?
Yes.
Do you think it's going to matter that I'd never played the first one?
Not even a little bit.
Perfect. Most video games aren't like a movie.
Right.
Where they're like, if you didn't watch the first one, you'll be lost. Like,
yep.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. Where just like, I just wanted to make sure that the storyline wasn't going to be like where I'm like, I don't know.
No.
What's happening.
Right.
Perfect.
No, it's all Zelda lore stuff, like you're talking about this ancient race, which anybody who's played Zelda for a long time, which by the way, I've played Zelda. Game Boy and Nintendo are where I started. Then I lost everything because I was a Sega kid. I was a PlayStation kid. I'm a Sega and a PlayStation kid. And then I came back on board with Breath of the Wild, because to me, Breath of the Wild became like, it's that adventure game, which I think which my memory is that's what the first Zelda is, right? They just drop you into this world and they're like, figure it out. It's like,
yeah.
Because what else could you do on Nintendo? The whole game was taking up all the memory. You couldn't put a fucking tutorial in here. You had to just figure it out.
Right.
And this isn't quite that, but it feels like it. Like these games, they just feel like, here it is. Your turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best part about it. So no, you don't have to know anything. If you're deep into Zelda lore, you're gonna pick up on everything. Not a spoiler, and you may not even know, but you have the Master Sword like right when you drop in and you have a Master Sword. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not a spoiler because you can see that anywhere in any of the trailers and anything like that, and you start to pick up on it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit. Like I would just like I know so little about Zelda.
Yeah, that the lore of it.
That honestly, like I'm saying, oh okay, but also I don't know what a Master Sword is.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't even matter. But
I watch a trailer and he has like abilities, and I'm like, oh, all right, Link can like do stuff,
right?
And then like you're just like building, and they're like
building shit.
Anything in your environment you can pretty much put together and make stuff, and I'm like, sold. I watched 2 seconds, and I don't like to learn a lot before, so I'm like, all right, I'll watch a real quick trailer,
same
and they're
reason.
Just like. The guy literally goes, it's like the map from the first one, but things aren't going to be where you expected them to be. And it's a little bit different. And like everything's interactive. And they show them like building stuff. And they're like, literally everything you can build things. and then they show him like sliding down this like wire with this log that he like put 2 hooks on and then like
Yeah.
slid. And I'm just like
Uh-huh.
sold. I just need to see no more.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then and then
Fuck yeah.
I randomly saw so I was scrolling through Instagram and there was like this log and there's I guess like propellers,
Yep.
and they put 2 propellers on this log and it just looks like a dick boat. He's just
Yeah.
driving his dick boat. I'm like,
Driving his
dick boat. Dick boat. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like this game.
Yeah, dude. For sure. You could totally make a dick boat.
Hell yeah.
It's so fucking fun, dude. And for me, the adventure part of it, of like literally just going to what you see and however you get there, you just go, you just do it. Like
Yeah.
you can just fucking go anywhere and do anything. And that is like the best fucking part of this game. You can just pretty much climb anything. It's so
Nice.
cool. And now, yes, the building, dude. I had somebody send me a link to a YouTube video. Just text me it. That's why I say send me a link, because
Sure.
I was like, okay, so the text just said, dude, there's skateboarding, and then sent me a YouTube video link, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna click this.
Yeah.
So I click it, and there's these mine carts, like full size mine carts. Like if you jump in them, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
jump in them as Link, you've seen this already.
Sure.
Yeah, full size Link. You could walk around inside this mine cart.
Yeah.
You can take that mine cart and fuse it to a shield, and now you have a shield with a tiny little mine cart on it. Well, there's little rails around, and you can actually ride that. It now is a single rail, because minecarts run on 2 rails, right?
Yeah.
Since it's shrunk down, it now runs on a single rail.
Yeah.
And you can ride it like a skateboard.
Hell yeah.
Isn't that fucking awesome, dude?
I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of shit you can find out like that after a while.
Right.
Like you're going to start doing stuff that like the creators didn't even think about.
Totally.
People are just going to find out.
That's totally going to happen.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah. And so I had a funny thing related to that video. I had a funny thing happen to me. I was just building minecarts and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I got the fans on them so they can go uphill and shit. Right. So I was just doing this, in my many hours of play I've already put in over the weekend. And I jumped on and I was just like, cool, throw it on there. I'm going to go up to that, I start flying up this thing pretty quickly because I put 2 engines on it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just fly off. I just take a left, just fucking fly off to the left or to the right. Sorry. I just like the right side of the cart just like starts falling away. And I'm like, what the fuck? And as I'm falling away, the camera hit just right. The rail was broke out. The right hand railing was broke out. So the only way to ride up that now, 3 days later, after I get a text message to a YouTube video, I realize I needed to fuse the car to this. I could only skateboard up that hill or down that hill. It has a broken track, but the other one's intact still. So there's a way to do it, but I didn't know that.
Right.
Like, fucking so cool, man.
Dude, it's a whole new level of like puzzles to solve.
And the weapons.
That track's
Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. No, I saw that you can like upgrade.
You make them.
There's a dude. Oh, do you? There's a dude that I subscribe to on YouTube because of like all the Pokemon stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then he's like doing a bunch of. I have like notifications on because there'll be like Pokemon has like Terror Raid events.
Yep.
And like every weekend there'll be like new stuff. Like right now there's the Paradox Pokemon that like I have the one with Scarlet and then the other one's Violet. And like I'm excited for that because it's like I don't have that Violet one and I have a chance to get it in my game now because I play online. So I set that up. So, every time he puts out a new video, I like to see him dropping the knowledge because I don't know what that Paradox Pokemon is. They're
Yeah.
like dual type,
Yep.
and I don't know if it's like a steel and ground type or what the hell it is. It looks almost like Donphan.
No.
He's like a little elephant,
Oh, yeah.
and then I think the Donphan's the evolved form. Doesn't matter.
I
That
know which one you're
elephant
talking
has a
about now.
Paradox Pokemon, and there's one that's in the past that's like Great Tusk or something.
Okay.
And it's like a really gnarly looking, like has giant woolly mammoth like tusks, and
Fuck
it
yeah.
looks way gnarlier.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then there's like a futuristic one that looks almost like a metal tire, like where it's all sleek in the back into like the trunk, looks like a tread. I've only
Yeah.
seen other people use it, so I've only
Right.
seen like a quick glimpse. I haven't like looked into it online.
Right.
But that one's going to be available for me to use. So I'm just like guessing. I'm like, I don't know, is it steel and ground type? So I don't even know what to go at it with.
Right.
So I was hoping, these videos where they're just like, it's this and that. Here's the Pokemon that should work to beat them with. Because
Yep.
I'm like, I don't want to. The biggest
You have an
problem I
opportunity. You
have,
want to fucking get it. And you're so
not
good at like strategizing
only
going into these fights.
not only having the opportunity, I hate being the guy that fucks it up for everybody else.
Oh, right.
I hate going in just being like, this is the wrong Pokemon, and I keep getting knocked out, and we're
Yeah.
gonna lose all our time, and we won't catch it.
Right.
Not only will I not catch it, but the other 3 guys in this raid will also walk away empty-handed. I am a
Right.
failure. I have done.
Yeah, like you get super hard on yourself if
Yeah.
you're not like in the mix. Yeah.
Right. But
I
instead
gotcha.
of like, I just skip straight to the front of the line, instead of just being like, because sometimes it fucks with you too, where it's not just, here's your 2 move types. They're like, here's your move pool. Because sometimes they'll have a move that is a move that's not their same typing.
Oh,
So they can still do a move that's super effective against you, even though you thought they weren't going to have it.
Right.
Like, say you're like a fairy type Pokemon and you're going up against a ghost, and you're like, all right, that's going to work. The ghost isn't super effective against me. Oh, that ghost knows a poison move. And
Which
that poison's
fucks you
going to
up.
fuck me up. So,
Shit.
damn it. Yeah. That kind of shit. So,
Right.
I just like to.
It's just a
know what
strategy
I'm
guide
dealing
sort of
with.
thing. And you can't go
Yeah,
into
pretty
big
much.
ass boss fights like this without a strategy guide. That's
And if
you
it's
can
by
do that in
myself-
Zelda, by the way, not to just like bring it back to Zelda already, but you totally can do that in Zelda because you can just go in now with the weirdest shit and you can just
Oh yeah.
give
Dude,
it a
when
go.
it's by myself, I don't need to do the strategy stuff. When I'm not letting anybody else down, like I'll just figure it out.
Right.
And in my
That's
game,
the shit too.
in my game, I will do those raids by myself, no problem. But the thing is, because I have Scarlet, I can only encounter the Paradox Pokemon I already have in the wild. I have to do online to be able to
do the online ones.
So I'm doing it with 3 other real people that I don't want to let down.
Right.
That's where that comes in.
I gotcha.
I forgot what the fuck I even brought that up for.
Oh,
I thought there was.
We were just talking about how like these videos on Zelda. You were watching that guy, or like there's a ton of videos out there right now, and you specifically followed that guy. So like, how did he tie into the Zelda video?
Well, so I just see all this stuff where it's just like how to upgrade your shields, how to like upgrade your weapons.
Yeah.
I saw one that was just like how to duplicate items, where I was like, oh, that
what?
I'm sure has some sort of a thing. I'm sure there's some sort of a thing where like the people have figured out something where it's like, oh, do this and that. He's got like 3 different switches anyways, where he's like, oh yeah, you just open up your second account, do this, transfer items, close, that kind of shit. Where and just like, and then when you turn it back on, you have 2.
Right. I got.
I don't know. I didn't look into any of that shit, but I've been seeing all the titles of all his videos, so I'm like, oh damn, how to get, and like, because one of them was like how to build and repair weapons, and I'm like, oh shit, there's like a whole weapon system. That's dope.
Yeah.
Do you have to repair? Did I read that right?
Yeah. So let's get into that here before we end this topic. That'll be the last thing, so we actually talk more about Zelda.
Sure.
Dude, so you can, like I said, the shield and that cart. Yeah, that was a transportation thing, but that shield is now stronger because that cart's on it. Your shield is a shield. It's a weapon. It uses the same fuse system. And so like you just made a new type of shield. You just made a cart shield. And now you can, you might be able to use it to attack, but it's once you get attacked, it's going to take more damage because the cart will take, it's just a stronger shield now.
Sure.
So you have that you can make different
That's
shields.
cool.
Then you have weapons. So like you get a big ass stick. It's just a stick.
Yeah.
It's just a tree stick, but it's like a 6-foot tree stick. Well, you fight these robot type things. I'll just call them to keep things simple. You just fight these robot type things and they'll drop blades. Well, it's an advanced technology they just dropped. So now you fuse this advanced blade technology to this giant stick. You got a fucking huge spear.
Damn, dude.
It's so
dude, I
much
love
cool
those
shit
giant
like
spears. Like that's my favorite weapon when you watch like Kung Fu. You ever watch Kung Fu? They got that one, just like a bow staff with that big floppity cheap. It looks like a cheap blade on the end, but I bet that thing fucks shit up. And then you just like here's your big stick, and you're putting the new technology on the end of that, like that big bow staff.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got range for days.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah.
What?
And
yeah, that sounds so sick,
dude. It's fucking dope. And
can you put a shield on the end of your stick?
I'll try it tomorrow.
Just like a big long,
probably
like a pusher.
Probably.
Damn, dude.
I'll like I said, I'll try it tomorrow because I'll just pick it up. Because so the other thing is Link is a master archer. Always has been, right?
Yep.
Always a bow.
Yep.
You always see it.
I knew that.
Yeah. So bow and arrow's back. Well, yeah. You fuse shit to your arrow and
just do whatever.
Yeah, dude. I'll just give you one example. I'll give you one example because it's in a trailer. So everybody knew it coming into it. So they're these bat creatures. They're like a cyclops bat, right?
Yeah.
So you go kill a cyclops bat with your just plain ass stick. And then it drops its eyeball and you pick up its eyeball. And then you pull back your arrow and then you open up your items and you're like, oh yeah, give me that eyeball. Fuses the eyeball to it. You let go because you're trying to shoot this bird out of the sky because you need some meat. Yeah. It's a fucking homing arrow, so it doesn't matter. Just aim in the general direction of that bird. Pow!
So it doesn't need to like necessarily make sense either. That's brilliant. Where it's just like, yeah, screw it. The eyeball will just direct it where to go.
Yeah,
the arrow now has
that arrow can now see. Yep. Fucking right. The arrow can see.
End of story.
Yep.
How does the eye get hooked up to the arrow? Doesn't matter. Arrow has an eyeball.
Arrow has an eyeball. Arrow can now see. Arrow's homing. Don't ask too many questions.
Dude, I can't wait to play this game with my son too, because I feel like his weird shit that he says is we just go, yep, we're doing that.
Yep.
He'll have funny ideas too.
Totally.
Can we put that robot on the shield and then put an eyeball on that? We'll try it. Dude.
I don't know, man. We can try. I do think it's limited to two things, but like as far as fuse goes, but it doesn't matter, right? Like
we'll still figure it out.
Yeah, there's still so many things to play with and build too. Like,
yeah,
dude, it's so much fun. I'm
pretty
super excited.
I'm pretty pumped. That sounds so dope. Yeah, and so when you were talking about your physical copy, I am also a physical copy guy.
Yeah.
100%. I just like to have a tangible thing that I can hold.
Yeah.
I don't think the only digital copies of any video game I ever had was like PlayStation Plus, where it's like, here's a free game. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not going to not take a free game. I'm
right.
So, I want my physical copy.
Yep. Okay, let's do the like, subscribe. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, go over to YouTube and give us a subscribe. That would be great. The YouTube channel is very steady. We need a little bit of growth. That would be awesome if you could just subscribe. Hopefully that'll kind of keep us bumped up. That'll help bump us up in the algorithm. Share with a friend. And, that you just subscribed. Hey, check it out. Just fucking subscribe to these guys. You should give it a go. That's it. I'm gonna leave it there. Look, that's the end of the podcast, guys. Okay, this after talk stuff, me and Tim's we're gonna have production meetings about it. But like, I got other things I got to share with Tim. I'm gonna stop the recording and then we're just gonna go on for a second about Zelda. So if you're not playing Zelda, fucking go get it.